I don't know why I still struggle with lust, because you live in a society. We live in a society where
No, it's not that. And the Lord's Giant is good at addressing these kind of hard topics, but it's not that. It's not that we live in a society that's just like overly sexual and lust filled. I mean, we do. I mean, we live in a society that's filled with those things, but that's not why the Christian is struggling with lust. They're struggling with lust because they're confusing what the society is doing with lust. That's not what they're doing. What they're doing is idolatry, like real idolatry, creating little idols of actual things that you can focus your time, money, and attention to, as opposed to lust, where they take like an actual person and stick them in front of you that's there to like tempt you, like David, or like with Bathsheba, or Joseph with Potiphar's wife. That was lust. But what we have on digital mediums like this, and in media, like when you go to the mall and there's like a big poster at a La Senza store or something like that, what we have there, that's idolatry. That's not lust. And it's very easy to get those two mixed up, because they want you to get those two mixed up, because you deal with lust and idolatry in entirely different ways. You deal with them in entirely different ways. You flee from lust. You run away, you abstain, and you flee from lust, and you destroy or dismantle or otherwise invalidate idols on this side. And all the strategies that young Christian men are given by the church to deal with their lust are not going to be effective against idols, because they're idols. You can't flee from them. They're attached to your phone. We live in a society that's attached to their phones. It's because we don't have that. We don't have metrics or ways to invalidate the idolatry of sexual media. We don't have the ways to deal with that yet. No one's having that conversation. But we do have ways to deal with lust, because our Bible says lots about it. And so we think that we're going to use this hammer to paint this wall instead of using this paintbrush to hit that nail. Like that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're using the right tool for a job on the wrong job. And that's why it's like, oh, we just can't get anywhere with it. It's like, yeah, of course, because you're doing it wrong. You're doing it completely backwards. Start treating it like idolatry, and you'll see all those problems disappear. But it means, actually destroying the thing that is, causing you to, be idolatrous. So like, yeah, you have to smash your phone. It's like, oh, but then I don't have a phone. Yeah, this is the whole point. Maybe you aren't in a spot where you can spiritually have a phone. Okay. But you are in a spot where you could probably hang out with girls, because like you're not actually lusting, you're having an idolatry problem. Lusting, you wouldn't be able to go near anyone of the opposite sex or the same sex, anything like that. That's what lust is. Idolatry is the opposite of that. It's a different thing. And when you mask those, when you put them together and say, no, these are the same thing, it gets hard to do either effectively from the point of righteousness.